The education system is a continuous process of change and new ideas. This year, Pea Ridge High School, which is my school, transitioned into a new type of innovative schedule. This change broke away from the traditional way of learning. We were the first school in Arkansas to use this newly created FlexMod schedule. Even though other states have versions of this schedule, we were the model for the state of Arkansas. FlexMod has brought about significant change and allowed for students to be in charge of their learning. Crystal Marquez, our master teacher, states that the point behind FlexMod is to prepare the students for college and real-life experiences. The motto of the FlexMod schedule is time serving students instead of students serving time. With the FlexMod schedule, every student must manage their own time. There are no bells and no one announces when it is time for the next class because everyone is on a different schedule. If a student is late simply because they are not paying attention to the time, it will result in a tardy. Students are held accountable for their learning and managing their time. Rebecca Woods, a senior at Pea Ridge, stated that the best benefit from the FlexMod schedule is getting students prepared for success after graduation. The FlexMod has taught us different skills that we will use in the real world. This is an example of my schedule. It looks quite different from what most people are used to. Each of the blocks are color-coded to show which class is being taken. For example, the yellow blocks represent my chemistry class. I have class at 8:55 on Mondays, 7:55 on Tuesdays, 10:25 on Wednesdays, and 9:55 on Thursdays. All of the gray blocks represent the independent learning time, which is when I am not assigned to a certain class. Instead of sitting in 8 different classes for 45 minutes each day, the new schedule contains 15 30-minute time blocks known as mods. As you can see, the students at Pea Ridge have a different schedule each day. That may sound like it would get confusing, but it is really quite simple. There are 2 types of classes, Phase 3 and Phase 4. Phase 3 classes meet 3 times a week, and Phase 4 classes meet 4 times a week. Pretty simple names, huh? The actual class times will either be 30, 60, or 90 minutes, which adds up to the correct amount of time in the classroom. The biggest change implemented was the addition of the independent learning time, known as ILT. Every student is still required to take 8 classes, 1 being scheduled learning time. A student's schedule is really just a big jigsaw puzzle considering there are hundreds of different arrangements possible. Each schedule is unique and individualized for the student. No 2 students will have the exact same schedule. Since every class is a different length, it results in breaks in the schedule. We call those breaks independent learning time, or ILT, which I have been mentioning. Since students are not assigned to a specific area during ILT, they are free to choose what location works best for them, whether it be the cafeteria, the library, the commons, or the hallways. Pea Ridge spent thousands of dollars on seating areas, benches, and built-in electricity tables for students. Our principal, John LaFoon, states that ILT allows students to work on out-of-class assignments or reading, collaborate with peers on group projects, meet with teachers for one-on-one remediation, or various other activities that will set them up for success. Because students are given much more freedom, there are restrictions put into place in order to make sure that the students are not falling behind. Every week during accelerated growth sessions, or AGS, the advisory teacher must check grades. If a grade falls below a 65%, then the student will be put into mandatory SLT. SLT stands for Structured Learning Time. Those students assigned will meet in the SLT room to work on missing or late work and be under watch of the teacher every time they have ILT blocks. Once their grade is raised, they will be removed from SLT and allowed their freedoms back. Another positive created by the FlexMod schedule is more individual time to work with the teachers. Not only do students have ILT, the teachers do as well. During the teachers' ILT time, they can be found in their assigned commons. Each hallway has a room designed strictly for the offices of the teachers. The commons are separated by subject areas and allow students to receive one-on-one help. According to a recent survey sent out to all Pea Ridge High School teachers, 32% of the teachers were extremely satisfied with the FlexMod schedule, and 12% were extremely dissatisfied. So why should schools transition to the new FlexMod schedule? because it allows students to follow their passions and chase their dreams, all while giving them the ownership of their own education, according to our superintendent, Rick Neal. Pea Ridge accepted the challenge of finding a schedule that allows their students to step out of the traditional way of learning. FlexMod allows students to enhance personal learning time during the school day, greater access to teachers and resources, independence, and evaluated preparedness for the future.
Do you like the FlexMod schedule?
I do like the FlexMod schedule. It has allowed me freedom and more time to work on my homework and other class assignments.
What was the hardest thing to adapt to with the schedule?
The hardest thing was having no bells and just being able to manage my own time. Thank you for watching.